Roblox UGCs, also known as user-generated content, have unlocked some of the best and worst wearable items on the Roblox platform. However, aside from a few bad apples, the large majority of the Roblox UGC community are talented 3D artists that come up with amazing designs. So why on earth are these innocent UGC creators being targeted by some of the most wicked and manipulative scammers I've ever seen? After some investigation, it turns out that there's a secret ring of despicable people actively participating in fake scams, hacking accounts, and even spying on one UGC creator through their webcam and mic in attempts to frame them as a despicable bad actor. This situation is absolutely sickening, and honestly, it needs to urgently be brought to light before these nefarious individuals can target even more people. So please share this video with anyone that may be a target of these attacks, because in this video, we'll be analyzing how this attack works and how to prevent this from happening to you or others. And in the unfortunate case that you've been hacked by these atrocious scammers, we'll also be going through how to wipe them from your PC and accounts later in the video. Alright, so this entire situation starts with the termination of a player named SimplyALemon. And if we look at our YouTube channel, from the looks of it, she was a very talented Roblox UGC maker who made these incredibly designed Roblox items that you could buy and wear with Robux. Additionally, on her YouTube channel, none of the things that she was posting was controversial at all. It was mainly just UGC items and Murder Mystery 2 videos. So it seemed pretty weird for an account like this to be terminated off of the platform until you took a look at the profile, which had been changed from SimplyALemon to SimplyALoser, along with an updated username and description that is highly inappropriate for a children's game platform. On top of that, the tweets that SimplyALemon was posting were just absolutely outrageous. For example, the name had been changed from SimplyALemon to Simply a Cheese Pizza Lover, and with absolutely disgusting tweets like, "Can we all embrace my new name? Yes, I admit it, the name is true," and "My ex just admitted he loves cheese pizza. I don't blame him, I watched it one time." Obviously, something suspicious was going on. It turns out that SimplyALemon's Roblox account, Twitter account, and Discord account had all been hijacked. But this hack wasn't just limited to these accounts, which she spent years using and building, because as you can see from her YouTube channels, as a UGC creator, they obviously do a lot of their work on their computers, meaning they probably have files, textures, and other software on the account that they need to use on a daily basis to help them do their job. But with this hack, the computer work files that she needs to do her job were gone and wiped.
Everything I've built, everything's gone. Literally everything's gone. All my files, all my work files, all my YouTube files, all my recordings for every possible thing I needed is gone. I have to rebuild everything. My Discord is gone, my friends are gone, my servers are gone. All my concepts that I ever bought or purchased are gone.
Hi, Editing Vault here, but I just wanted to add that if I lost all my editing stuff, like for example, my capybara folder, I'd be extremely pissed as well. So I can definitely understand why SimplyALemon feels this way. And the only way you can really prevent this stuff is either backing up all your files onto a hard drive like Time Machine on a Mac, or paying for a cloud subscription on Google Drive, or storing it on something more local like a network attached storage system. The point is, even with backups, it's still going to be a hassle to get all your plugins and stuff loaded up into your softwares and make sure that all of your files are in the right place. So overall, this is just a very frustrating situation, and once these hackers get in, it's going to be a real bad pain in the rear end. So stick around to see how to prevent this from happening to you in the future. They spend my money on tons and tons of food, which is in reference to these scammers spending thousands of dollars on KFC and door dashing it to her house, which is just completely wasting the food.
They spent $1,000 door dashing food to my apartment, and I had to throw it all out when there's people who are homeless. It's just so disgusting. This food could have gone to someone who needed it, and I had to throw it out because no one would take it. I asked it, no one would take any of the food, and it would have just spoiled. And I'm not giving spoiled food to anybody.
They were spying on me with my camera and mic. My Discord is gone with all my YouTube stuff and UGC. My Robux is gone, which was my income. Because from her YouTube channel history, we can see that she's a really talented Roblox UGC designer, which has allowed her to gain millions of Robux through her account based on her UGC sales. But now with the account termination, that's just completely gone.
My Roblox is literally gone. Everything I've built on Roblox is literally gone. All my Robux gone. All my UGC is off sale, and if I get my account back, rebuilding all of this is...
And if we even take a look at her description, which has a link to her UGC items, it looks like they're completely gone from the Roblox platform too. This is obviously a very devastating situation, and it's absolutely disgusting that these nefarious individuals would do something like this to a completely innocent UGC maker. But to understand the situation further, we first have to dive deeper into how they got access to her accounts in the first place. I mean, how are the hackers getting access to Roblox accounts, Twitter accounts, and Discord accounts, all with just one Zoom call? Well, fortunately, Sinister Plays on Twitter has posted a step-by-step guide on how this scam works and also how you can stop it from happening to you. So the scam first starts off with a reliable news source, kind of like these accounts. We got Alicia, Sophia, and the whole point of these accounts are that they're set up so they look as realistic as possible. Some tactics that they'll use is they'll put stuff like journalist in their bio. They'll usually buy Twitter verification to look more professional. They will also have a decent amount of followers and some pretty realistic looking information on their account, but the most important part of their account by far is their join date. If we look at these accounts, this one was joined in 2014 and this one joined Twitter in 2012. And this is actually the most crucial part of this entire scam, because people will actually go online and buy these aged accounts. For example, this page is selling Twitter accounts from join dates of 2011 to 2019 for $1 per account, just to sell the final illusion of authenticity of this account. And keep this studio name in mind, at Sleepy Studios, because it'll be important for later. But next up, these accounts will hop on Twitter and send these kind of like Twitter replies to their unsuspecting targets. Girl, this is so cute. Also, I had a question to ask if it's okay with you about your work. Add me on Discord. And through Discord, they'll usually ask for something like an interview on Zoom. Now, this is where it gets really strange, because if you do decide to join that Zoom call with them, they will ask you to screen share your desktop and make you click on stuff, which leads to you giving them remote control, which gives full access to your PC, including your PC keys. Now, if you look at an image like this, you're probably thinking like, well, this is so obvious, like how would anyone fall for this? But that's where the scammers have a sneaky trick up their sleeve, and weirdly, it involves a Polish man.
I joined the Zoom meeting and there's two men in there and they started interviewing me, and it got to a point where we were answering questions and there was a Polish guy in there and they asked me to change my Zoom to Polish so it will transcribe what I was saying to Polish so he could understand in the text chat. And I didn't think too much of it. I was like, okay, that seems fair. I don't mind doing this so he can understand, you know, just trying to be accommodating and welcoming. And it got to a point where they were asking me to share my screen and show my work, and I didn't think anything of it because you like to not think people have nefarious intentions, but you know, they do. And they got me to a point where I was sharing my screen and I couldn't read anything because it was in Polish, and they were helping me share which screen, etc., etc. And it got to a pop-up and apparently it said yes or no to let this person gain access to your computer, blah blah blah. I don't know why Zoom has this, which is ridiculous. They have an option like that on their platform, and I clicked yes unknowingly.
And the message that SimplyALemon saw looked something along the lines of this, which, you know, if you don't speak Polish, can obviously look very confusing and misleading. And also because the scammers are telling them, oh, it's an interview, we just need you to screen share your work, and we need some translations for the Polish guy, obviously it could just be really easy to click the approve button without thinking twice, especially in the middle of an interview. So I don't blame anyone for falling for this at all. This scam was very elaborate and planned out, and is just truly sickening to see, considering the fact that people like SimplyALemon were just trying to turn on this feature under the assumption that they were accommodating and helping out a Polish guy that couldn't understand the interview. So unfortunately, once you click approve on this Zoom remote access feature, they basically have full access to your PC and you are screwed. But the creepiest part is that they will also spy on you for a while, learn what you do, and track when you're not home. And again, if you have any devices like webcams or mics plugged into your PC, they're also using those to snoop on you. They're listening to what your mic picks up, and they could even be peeping at you through your camera. So yeah, if you ever have a webcam, make sure it has like a cover like this or this so that you can cover it up when it's not in use. The one exception is if you have a MacBook, I would highly recommend staying away from these because there's been so many instances of people just cracking their screens with it, and Apple themselves doesn't recommend it either. So I mean, if you have a MacBook, you have enough money for another monitor, so I guess just use it in clamshell mode or something. But yeah, after basically stalking you online for multiple days to weeks, they will find a time where you're not online and then start using your PC because they have access to your BIOS, which is basically the first thing your computer runs when it turns on. So you can see why hackers having this kind of access is a very serious issue. And then they'll start attacking pretty much anything you're logged into on your PC, such as your Roblox account, Twitter account, etc. And at that point, whatever you're logged into, they basically have full access of. I've also had friends who got their PCs hacked and they had extremely valuable things like CSGO skins on it, which also got taken by the hackers. So having a two-factor authentication app like Google Authenticator on a different device like your phone, or in the CSGO CSGO case, having the Steam Guard mobile authenticator enabled will add an additional layer of security that will keep your accounts more secure. But if you're super paranoid and want to go one level higher, there's one even more secure layer of security that's better than the Google Authenticator and is extremely useful for protecting valuable accounts like massive YouTube channels. So I'll be talking about that method later in the video. Unfortunately for SimplyALemon, because of this hack, her account was actually terminated off of the Roblox platform, which is absolutely insane considering the amount of crazy stuff she has on her account, along with the tens of millions of Robux from her UGCs. And this termination seems to be a result of the content in her description that the scammers put on her account. And these scammers do this on purpose to get them intentionally deleted for child safety.
I'm just so stressed right now, and I'm so heartbroken that there are evil people out there that just get sick pleasure off of doing this to others. I don't even know what to do. Hopefully people who can see this help me get my accounts restored will notice, and I would never have ever said any of those things that were posted on my account ever. It is so disgusting. Thank you guys for listening to this. Thank you, truly.
But after SimplyAlemon's termination from both Roblox and Twitter, they were finally able to make a new Twitter account and put out a statement saying, "I just want to start off by saying I am beyond appalled that you guys had to witness such disgusting, gross, inhumane words coming from my account. I would never say any of those things. It hurts to see how cruel people can truly be. That obviously was not me. I was hacked very badly. I want to thank everyone deeply who DM'd me, showed their support, gathered friends, and connections. I cannot express enough gratitude towards you guys. It gives me hope to recover from this. If you guys wouldn't mind retweeting and sharing this message to bring awareness and hopefully get my accounts restored, specifically my Discord and Roblox. My old Twitter will stay deactivated. I do not want to associate with that account after the vile things said. This is just awful. I can't imagine how long it will take to get all items back on sale. I'm wishing you the best of luck on everything. These people are evil. I'm confident you'll get your Roblox account and group back. Might be worth getting a fresh install of Windows. At least don't connect to your Wi-Fi again until you know the rats have been removed. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. In my opinion, you should press charges both against the hackers and Zoom itself for allowing stuff like this to even happen in the first place. Remote access should not be a feature that exists on a conference app. I am so sorry this happened to you. You will get your work back. They can't take your talent and beautiful self. Everyone is here to support you. You should file criminal legal charges against them. It's disgusting that people would do such a horrible thing to others. I'm sorry you had to go through all this, and hopefully in the end, most of the things can be recovered or reversed, and the people involved are punished. Evil is held to be doing something like this to someone who's worked years to get to where she is. And unfortunately, because of this hack, someone asked, what happens to all your UGCs? And SimplyALemon says they are all sadly off sale and will put a huge dent into my earnings. I will have to manually put 1,000 UGC items back on sale, if I get my account back, that is. And that's just so sad to hear, especially because I'm looking through SimplyALemon's channel and it's just MM2 gameplay and then UGC tutorials. Like, there's nothing controversial about her content that would even make her a target of attack like this. The only potential reason I could see them targeting SimplyALemon was maybe for her Robux, but then why would they add those inappropriate statements onto her Roblox account to get it terminated? It just makes no sense. Unless it's like a rage bait or a troll, I am genuinely perplexed as to why they would have done this. So please, if you have any theories or any ideas, please let me know in the comments below. But luckily, it seems like there might be some good news because Roblox RTC said, it was completely jarring. I'm sorry you went through that. You'll recover from this. That said, a spokesperson at Roblox confirmed to us that your account is secured. And a game producer called Evan Bear also said, SimplyALemon got hacked, so we contacted Roblox and got them to lock her / terminate her account for the moment. So I'm really hoping that Roblox will step in and help her get all the items and the UGCs she made back up on the marketplace. But something that we haven't talked a lot about are the culprits behind this crime. So what happened to these scam accounts on Twitter? Well, the first account just has reposts of like anime stuff, I guess, which actually makes a lot of sense because if we go to the replies back in 2015, it looks like this account was actually owned by a Japanese person, which makes sense to why they have the August 2014 join date. However, after 2017, the next reply from this account was on August 23rd, meaning this account was either compromised or bought off some sketchy website. And they get to work starting to spam literally every single UGC post on Twitter with these copy and paste replies. At first, they're only asking for follow backs. OMG girl, this is so cute. Also, would you mind following me back? And slowly they start adding the fact that they have a question to ask if it's okay with you about your work to these UGC artists. So now they're starting to target these UGC creators into their whole Zoom scam. Thankfully, a lot of of people are just straight up ignoring this person, but unfortunately they're also getting responses from some UGC creators. They first bait them out by saying, I love this, I posted it in my Discord server, it's so cute. And as you can see here, they not only make it believable by linking this person's server, but also by faking their reactions to show that they had 2,000 reactions on this UGC, a large majority of which were probably botted. So of course the UGC creator would be extremely happy about this. Not only did this random account boost their Discord server, but also boosted their UGC to over 2,000 real people that like this UGC. But little do they know, it's all fake in an attempt to gain their trust and lure them into this chat, which brings them to the Zoom scam. However, what's interesting is that the second scam account had a completely different approach. There's no old history of the account, and they seem to be kind of like social engineering their way into this scam. From this now deleted post, it seems like this scam Sophia account was posting UGC of like colorful hats and trying to blend into the UGC community on Twitter. Unlike the other account, they are actually commenting real replies. OMG, RDC was so fun, so adorable, OMG girl, I love this bag collection, please don't stop making UGC, I love your work. And yeah, without context, this looks like just a normal UGC creator on Twitter engaging with all these other UGC posts. And they're even trying to roleplay as like a normal like UGC creator on Twitter by reposting Ariana Grande pics. And this is the craziest part. They even commented under a GoFundMe. OMG, I sent $100 for her. I feel so bad. Hope her mother get the right care. Also, can you check your messages? They are literally using someone's GoFundMe as a way to scam this person. That is insane. And yeah, after September 8th, they just go on a rampage. Hi, can you check DMs with me? Can you check our DMs? Had a question at XD. And yeah, shout out Bluey Dreamers. Literally under every single one of these posts saying fake, scammer, won't hack you. Don't trust. You will get phishing link. Don't trust, she can hack you. This person's actually a real one. And yeah, creators like this person named Addie have even been sharing what this Sophia account has been saying to them in DMs. So as we know, Sophia is like the social engineering, making fake relationships type of scammer. And she starts off by saying, hi Addie, I just gotta say, me and my friends buy from your UGC group all the time. And this is all just manipulation and trying to gain this person's trust. They even say, I saw your tweet about Cardi B. OMG, same, I've been waiting forever too. So yeah, when it comes to social engineering and manipulation, this person is a professional. So after all this glaze, they say, I'm actually working with Dexterdo's entertainment team on a little feature about creative UGC designers, and I think it'd be so sweet to include you in it. For those that don't know, Dexterdo is kind of like a gaming news related website, and on Twitter they do cover Roblox a lot, so I can see why this statement would seem believable. It's just a quick interview, like 5 to 10 minutes max. We would love to hear your story behind the items. Would you be down, Addie? And when people are hesitant or don't really want to do this interview, this Sophia scam account tries guilting them by saying, OMG, no girl, don't worry about it. It's always sweet to try new things out. And even after further pushback, they say, oh, I'd hope it'd be worth considering since we were going to promote your UGC group for free pretty much. Why else does an interview get a lot of attention in the Roblox community? And here's another instance of how toxic these scammers get when you reject their interview. Oh, that sucks. Our community was really looking forward to seeing your interview about your UGC catalog, LOL. And it's kind of hard to see, but they show this fake screenshot of a Discord announcement saying, we're thrilled to announce that our next UGC catalog interview will be with this person. So they're trying to make this creator feel bad by saying, oh, but we already announced this interview to over 1.4 thousand people. Like, no worries at all, but our community of fake bots was really looking forward to seeing your interview, and I guess they can't now because you don't want to do the interview. So even though they seem all nice and friendly, they're actually guilt tripping these UGC creators with fake announcement posts. We thought it could be a great chance to set up a short 5 to 10 minute interview, and of course, we'd be happy to compensate you for your time. So now that the Discord announcement didn't work, they're now trying to bribe them with money by saying, oh, it's just gonna be really quick and we'll give you money for your time. And when they don't respond, they say, also, I took down the post since you don't care about your community. Basically transforming from like the friendliest person ever to accusing them of not caring about their community. Wow. And this UGC creator, Jolin, says, hey, so I didn't ask you to post that. And I have to stress the severe negative impacts stuff like this has on a person. Even if these hackers think this is some kind of joke or prank or just a bit of trolling, what they fail to realize is that stuff like this can actually ruin someone's life. They not only tried ruining her online reputation with disgusting tweets and usernames, completely wiping out her main source of income along with all the other files and tools she needs to actually do her job, terminated all of her items in games like Murder Mystery 2, which was the main game she played and made YouTube content on, and probably had sentimental items on that account too, but also literally committed credit card fraud by phishing her DoorDash account and doing unauthorized use of the credit card to make purchases like $1,000 worth of KFC, which is a federal crime in the US and can include imprisonment for up to 10 years. But also on top of that, they literally spied on her with her camera and microphone, which is not only a severe violation of privacy that can lead to a variety of negative psychological issues regarding trust and boundaries, but also includes the breaking of multiple laws in the US, like this law which prohibits using the internet to severely harass or stalk someone, which can cause substantial emotional distress to the person and can come with penalties of fines and imprisonment of up to 5 years. But also the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which prohibits computer hacking, also known as knowingly accessing without authorization or consent a protected computer to obtain information, including for purposes of extortion or threat to cause damage, which again can come with prison time and a fine. So not only have these accounts committed multiple crimes online, but also may have potentially ruined SimplyALemon's life by causing her financial, psychological, and emotional damage. And that's all because she was just making some UGCs for a kids game called Roblox. But the most ironic part is that if these people are caught, they might have just ruined their own lives as well. And no way, as I'm recording this video, one of the other scammer accounts has literally wiped their account and disappeared. So if either of you guys are caught, I genuinely hope you get what you deserve. But let's go back to their accounts, because one thing we missed was the @SleepyStudios, because this becomes important. As many of you know, a lot of Roblox creators are being hacked by being scammed / fished into Zoom calls / Discord calls where a hacker with many accounts has stolen their information. Luckily I didn't join a call, but I noticed that they use the alias SleepyStudios to trick a lot of us. And as you can see here, we have a bunch of accounts with this SleepyStudios tag. Now as for SleepyStudios on Roblox, apparently they were the studio behind Vibe NYC, which if we look on their Rolemons, yeah, it's right here, Vibe NYC, which by the looks of it seems to be like a Vibe hangout game. They still had beds back then, but unfortunately for this game, it seems to have died out around 2023 with people saying bring this back, yo. But with this SleepyStudios being basically AFK for years at this point, in my opinion, I don't think they have any affiliation with these scam accounts, and they're probably just using the name as an added layer of fake authenticity. And finally, to end this video off, how do we stop these scams from happening? Well, luckily Sinister Plays comes in clutch again with the step-by-step guide. Number 1, use your phone to reset all passwords and cookies, including Gmail. Keep in mind, they have access to everything on your PC, so you can't do anything on it. One thing to add on to this, when you're resetting all your passwords, you can use free password managers like Apple Passwords if you're on iOS, or Bitwarden if you're on PC and Android. What these apps will help you do is automatically generate you a randomized password based on different symbols, different numbers, and basically allow you to have different randomized passwords for every single one of your accounts. So for example, if your Kayak account gets hacked and the hackers get your password, they can't use that password with your email to gain access to any of your other accounts because your passwords are all different. Otherwise, if your Gmail account gets breached like this test email account and you have the same password for every single account, hackers would only need to get access to one breach like this Superdraft breach to get access to literally every single other account that you have. There are just so many, holy moly. Whereas if you have different passwords for like Roblox and you generate it with, you know, without special characters, and you generate a different password for every single one of your accounts, your chances of getting all your accounts hacked go down significantly. Number 2, make sure you unplug your PC power and unplug your Ethernet cable from your PC, or turn off your router. Then turn your PC on and factory reset it, including its BIOS. You might have to watch a tutorial, and do not skip any of these steps. If you did all that, you should be fine. For extra protection, you can download antivirus software and check if you have any issues on your PC again. And of course, the best way to make sure you are fine is to buy a new PC, but that's expensive, so most people can't do that. And of course, you can easily avoid this hack by simply not getting into any sketchy Zoom calls, especially with a Polish man that needs transcription. And a final important note is that in most cases, these scammers will also have your location, which can lead to you getting swatted as well as being doxxed. If that happens, contact the authorities ASAP. And one additional note for people who want to take it an extra step or have important stuff online like YouTube channels or Discord accounts, Google actually makes these things called Titan security keys, which offer an additional layer of protection. If you use these Titan keys, the only way to actually get into your account is to take the physical key and insert it into your computer. And this is an outdated version, but newer models also have a password, and this physical key is the only way that anyone can get into your Google, YouTube, or Gmail accounts, meaning a hacker would actually have to pull up to your house and steal your key from you in order to gain access. There's other alternatives like Yubico, and if I'm being honest, this is kind of overkill for the normal online user, but if your Google account is linked to a massive YouTube account or a Discord account with a lot of important information, then using a security key like this might be optimal. I really hope SimplyALemon gets her accounts back, and hopefully Roblox can do something about all of her items, Robux, and UGC. So what do you think about this situation? Please let me know in the comments below and subscribe for more Roblox Explained.